guys, it's Daniel with Beauty Snakes. Now, as you guys have seen in all my videos, pretty much since I started doing them, it's my green tree python. It's one of my favorite snakes that I own. Now, one thing when I first got them is I had no idea how to keep the humidity and the heat right. Now, I finally mastered it. I know exactly how to keep it. I'm keeping it exactly perfect the way it needs to be. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how I do it, how I've kind of jimmy rigged a few things to help me. You're watching Beauty Snakes. Alright guys, in this first part of the video I'm going to go over the lid. Now the lid that I modified kind of goes over the heat in the bulb that simulates the sun at the very same time. So now I just have a regular fish tank aquarium lid on here. There's nothing really special about it. On the back side, I did not punch out the sections for the filter or anything, but yet I have a couple holes drilled back there to allow some circulation. Now, on this lid, you can see this part right here that normally is just the part that goes up, doesn't go up. I hot glue gun that down so I can just lift the whole thing as one instead of just that little bit. Now I'm going to show you why I did that. Now right here you see just kind of like a light socket head right there. Now if I lift it open, you see that I got a bulb in here, and then I also have a little reflection, and then in this corner I have my aluminum foil. Now what that does is that reflects the heat out. So if I was to not have that aluminum foil here, the glass gets really hot and then the seam starts to fall apart. Trust me, you don't want to do that. And the reason I have the reflection up here is so the plastic up top does not melt. And it's been working very well. Now with the bulb that I have in here, it looks just like a regular house light bulb, but also it does not look like a particular heat bulb that you would keep for a normal animal in here. Now the reason I don't keep that in here is because at night a lot of moisture will build up on that bulb, and when you turn it on, it's going to shatter. Trust me, you don't want it to happen to you. I had it happen to me. Now what I use is I just use a GL Safety Guard light bulb. Now this bulb will not shatter if it breaks. What it does is it has a nice little rubber coating on it that keeps all the pieces together, which is really nice if you're going to keep it in an environment like I am. Now two other key components for this setup to work really well that I have found is a nice timer and your temperature gauge. Now I have it running all the way to the hot side so I can always know what the hot temperature is in the tank. And the cold temperature, I just use my temp gun for. Now this, I have this set for 10 hours of night and 14 hours days. Now during the 10 hours of night, I keep it between 70 and 75 degrees. Now for the 14 hours a day, I keep it anywhere between 90 and 95. Rarely do I exceed 92 degrees, but it helps keep the humidity up when it's a high temperature like that. Now, as I've shared as a big importance to you guys all in past videos, is spraying down your animal in its habitat to keep the humidity up. With any snake, you got to have a certain level of humidity. With green tree pythons, it's a key factor in keeping them. So I like to just take my spray bottle every once a day, 2 times a day. The more you do it, the better. So I like to do that. But also, on top of all that, I love having these droplets here and this moisture on the walls and even on the outside walls of droplets of water, proving the humidity is doing well. Now also, I like to have a big water dish right underneath the perch. Now that allows him to have great access to water, and not only the water being there in a mass quantity helps serve as almost a pond with water evaporating. Now also, I keep this black chunk of marble in here right underneath the heat light bulb, and what that does is that heats up during the day, and as I spray a little bit of moisture on it, it quickly evaporates to get a good moisture in there, and I have a secondary water dish over on the side. So those are some good things to keep inside the tank. Now also, as you see here, I also have this perch made out of PVC pipe and plexiglass. Now, I tried a lot of different perch ideas with real wood, spray painting real wood, but I always constantly would have problems with mold. Now, I don't have problems with mold with this anymore, thank goodness. Kind of freaked me out the first time I got mold in my tank. Oh my gosh, is my snake going to get ill? What am I going to do? But also, a lot of other breeders and other keepers out there assured me mold is not going to kill the animal unless it's in there for a long period of time and is an abundance amount of mold. So if you start seeing mold, get it out of there as quickly as you can, but at the same time, don't freak out over it. Now for bedding in my green tree python's cage, a lot of people like to use newspaper. I tried it for a while, didn't really like it. Now what I found is this really fine hamster bedding that works the best for me. It holds moisture and it doesn't mold unless the snake's poop stays there for more than a day. With that, it will mold pretty quickly, but just by itself being moist and the way it should be, I haven't had any problems with mold. Once you have everything set up, this should be exactly how it looks. With the tin foil up in the corner, you got your cord in the back running to the front temperature, you got your perch in there, your water dishes, and the marble you don't have to have, but it helps quite a bit. You see the moisture on the front of the tank, it looks great and it works very well. I hope you guys have all the luck that I have. Alright guys, I showed you how to properly keep the humidity in your tank. Also, how you can regulate your heat with just a light bulb to make it to where it turns on for 10 hours and off for 14 hours, which allows them to have their nighttime and their daytime, which helps them get their regular eating habits in order. So if you guys have any further questions on what I showed you in this video, shoot me an email at beautysnakes@yahoo.com or go ahead and find me on Facebook, Daniel's Beauty Snakes.